Hey, Marshall, it's good to see you again.
And I see you again too.
Marshall is the co-founder of Vooks, a relatively new streaming platform for online learning, specifically for reading. Marshall, do you want to just tell us about your company, how you guys came up with the idea and
Yeah,
take us to the
definitely. Well, Vooks is a streaming service for animated children's storybooks. It brings stories to life, and it's really geared towards kids 2 to 8 years old. When my kids were young, I kind of had the idea and saw kind of how things were gamified a lot, and really how kids needed to kind of just slow down and just take videos in all the way through from the beginning to the end. Unlike video games where they'll stop and play different things and do different stuff. And so kind of came from me being a dad, also my experience out at Nike for 10 years, and then owning a design agency for 10 years. Me and Russell, my business partner, and my sister all founded Vooks. And it's been a great ride so far, and the end's not in sight. So
That's great. I got to meet you last year when you guys made it to the final round of Spring SAC investment fund. Talk to me about that experience. How was
oh
it?
yeah, SAC was an amazing experience. Having a business for 20 years, I was able to keep track of finances really well, but the due diligence process of raising money was something new to me. And so having that due diligence process with SAC was different than any other VC firm that we had talked to, any other, investors that we had talked to, because we were walking through a process together. And I think it helped too, because a lot of them were new investors. And so they were also curious how it worked on both sides. So it was a really interesting way of kind of going through the process together, but also learning from very experienced kind of business level people who are acquiring with other companies or investing in other companies. So it was amazing.
And you were a finalist, like I said, and you didn't win, but you've
Well,
had some success since then. So tell me what has happened since last spring.
yeah, well, we didn't win, but we did win Audience Choice Awards. And
That's
so I know there's a little thing going on with Audience Choice Award winners over time. And so hopefully we can be part of that crew. But we very quickly we were in SAC on May, of course, and then June, we closed our seed round for 2.5 million. And then just 7 short months later in January 2020, we raised our Series A. And so we were able to kind of just continually grow and expand upon that. And now in light of COVID and everything, a lot of online learning at home's taken place. And we had built a large teacher community. We have over 90% of the schools having at least one teacher using our app in schools. And now we're transitioning to more parents and focus on kind of books in the home, because really the importance of 20 minutes reading aloud every day is so important for development of children and literacy. And we're really excited to kind of see where it's taken or where it's heading and where it's going. So.
What has been the most surprising part of the COVID experience for you guys in terms of new users and working from home?
Working from home has been interesting. It's been good. I think all of us everywhere, talking to different businesses and kind of, it's good and bad for different companies and different line of work. And so it's bittersweet sometimes because we're having success, but we also know that there's companies out there that aren't having very much success in light of this. And so we're very fortunate that we're able to kind of supply a good service to both parents and teachers right now to kind of help with not only summer slump that happens usually for kids, but now it's kind of an elevated kind of summer slump. There's online learning that started taking place, but at first, nobody knew anything. And so now it's just like, it's just going to be an extended summer to some degree. And, we've really heard from our parents and from our teachers how much they appreciate our app, how much they appreciate just the content we create for them and our customer service.
And as a parent at home with a 6-year-old, he loves books. I mean, he compares it to the other ones that have been assigned to him from school, and it's night and day. I mean, it's just so
Awesome.
much more enjoyable for him to watch the stories come to life
Oh,
than
amazing.
see a static page flip on the screen. So I can see it firsthand working here. Talk to me about the experience since SAC and any advice you might have for some of the founders that have gone through the round. There's going to be a lot of folks watching this who didn't make it to the finals. What could you tell them? How can they stay motivated?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say, a lot of times through any due diligence process, we've talked to a lot of different investors over the short amount of time. And I would say that, the due diligence process at SAC helped prepare us for a lot of the questions that we would have. But one question for a subscription service is, what's your CAC? What's your CAC? What's your CAC? What's your burn rate? And at the end of the day, it matters, but not right now, like, because we're in a growth phase. And so I think there's things that you can take away, and you always need to keep in the back of your mind, because that's how your company is going to grow, and that's what's important for it. But then there's other business opportunities that do arise. And the teacher community is one really good example of that. You know, the first year we offered it to them for free. So now CAC is not even part of the equation. It was, how big can we grow our base? And now we're looking at how we kind of utilize that base and that community to help expand Vooks.
That makes good sense. What would you like to see happen for your company in the next year? Like, what are the next goals?
Well, there's a lot of goals for us. It's multifaceted, so probably too much to get into right now. But at the end of the day, we're growing really fast, and we're hitting milestones very quickly. And so that's all I can say right now. But we're working with a lot of strategic partners, and Vooks is going to be a household name pretty soon.
Love hearing that. Okay, we'll leave it there. Thanks for your time.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Julia.